哈喽，大家好，今天我们继续来录《Her Story》的第二部分啊。我感觉这游戏其实游戏流程不长，就2、3个小时左右，3、4个小时左右。来吧，我们接着搜啊。我们上一期知道了这个，他们竟然不是，就是说这个人安娜是2个人，他们是双胞胎，而且这个在视频中我们看到的很可能是姐姐，她可能是侵占了妹妹的身份，可能就是一个比较稍微反跳一点的故事，就是2个人姐妹花喜欢一个男人嘛，对不对？好，
Okay. There's a girl. She's staring out the window.
她在做什么测试？
She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking at the window. There's some other letter out.
算是好的。
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother.
怎么回事？
She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
Sorry.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
叫什么？
To have a symmetrical name.
啊？
My mother called me Eve.
她叫 Eve， 她不叫 Hannah， 是吧 ？Eve，I get you， 点到点了，好吧？
No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to
不
ask
是
him out
西
for
蒙
me.
还是
We had our first
Hard.
date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
约会法？
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
嗯，哈哈，问题变得有趣起来了。
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it.
这么说你自己真得 job 不 des？
Really hate her sometimes.
互相讨厌是吧？真实的 Hannah。互相讨厌是吧？
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pitched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
哦， 是为什么啊？
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She wouldn't any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games.
父母喜欢安娜是
And that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. My mum was amazed.
啊？在你家庭里发生了什么事儿？这
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch, it's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, black pants.
18号刚进来的时候，
He would have taken that with him, it's not in the house. Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back. Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one. Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
操他妈！你这么一说，那肯定让我搜啊。你这么一说，肯定是让我搜呀。我先不搜，优先级特别后面，排队吧。看能不能搜出来数字啊？哎，打错字儿。
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
来，搜搜你吧，衣服。
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once and I held Eve's head underwater.
自述了，诉苦了，属于
There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach and I held her head under and I kept it out. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
是吗？深表怀疑啊！一共7段。
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up.
哦，
Taking
她
away
被
the
弗洛
evidence
斯
that
领养
this was anything but a happy occasion. Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror.
他
She
把
was me.
对，他把汉娜当成哦，他把汉娜当成自己的幸福。
Florence was a warm, kind person,
他们本来是双胞胎，但是
but she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know. No. No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
看看日记啊，你们
When I was 8, Mother died.
弗洛斯是吧？
She slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother.
就这么
So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
"那你8岁，
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
在干什么？
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do
他和安娜互相换
and
了
we
是
were
吗？
very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed
What's up?
diary so that we were on the same page.
他
We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do.
哇！他不要告诉我他8岁，他的继母死了，就回到他亲妈那儿去了。然后自此之后就变成2个人了，一个是汉娜，一个是义夫，他们是一个人。不能吧？这也太……哦，他们在阁楼是吧？
Could the hairs have come from someone? Can I leave?
他被揭穿了。
Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you. Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer. Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer. Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for? Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour? It's just full of it. Are any of these in colour? Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic.
这是说的还是安娜的事情，安娜的事情。
We used to play out there and make up our own stories. And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's
在商
children.
店兼职。
Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
他很想，就是你知道的，为什么他是一直在说 fairy tale 童话故事，因为他的童年就是真正的他 ，if 他的童年就只是在看书，就是他没有真正的出过门，
Simon never cheated on me.
这是他的形容方式。
And I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
我这个也看一下。
Well,
8个。
when she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant.
哎，这可是誓言
Simon
啊，
had a birthday tea waiting.
翻译也不好啊。
Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had.
也就是说，和 Simon 在一起的是 Hannah。
She knew that instant. The look on his face.
越来越不对了，哈哈，发生什么事儿了？
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
我操，吓我一跳！这个屏幕特效。
My sister is gone.
哦，没了。
And she's never coming back.
还是啊？换不是什么意思？
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
第3天都暴露了。
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Ah? 这是真相是吧？
Occasion. There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses.
晚上算吃多了，疯狂喝水。
We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a private place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Mm-hmm. 这个我再看一遍啊，我需要。
So bad. No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
去，不喝水哈，因为喝太多咖啡了，不困，不是很清醒是吧？现在
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
不到。
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV.
谁呀？
Just, you know, camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV. 25号。 We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice...
哦，怀孕肯定是有事儿的。我看多少视频了？这才1/2、1/3吧？哎，1/2不到，这才1/3、1/4。
I got a job to contribute, you know.
写了半页纸。
Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure. Mum and Dad never knew what was going on and got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
就是在身份上面啊，对吧？
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
这也太有点惨。那么我们今天就玩到这里吧，也收集了不少信息，知道了他们俩身份换的这么一个情况啊。但是还是不能妄加结论，因为这个故事我们才看了1/3、1/4不到啊，还有很长的一段路要走。那么 whatever， 不管怎么样，下期再见，大家拜拜。